Hello everyone and welcome to round 11 of the AOR PC Split 1 Season 10 Championship around the lovely Spa-Francorchamps circuit at Belgium. And well, before we go into this video, I want to mention one or two things. So maybe no commentary on my qualifying lap this time, as you will see a short incident of in the early part of that qualifying session. But anyway, don't be disturbed from that length of that video. It's just because so much happened in this race, and I don't want to cut out any battling and stuff like that. That's just the reason why that video is so long. Second thing is that all of a sudden this morning my Corel programs, which I use Corel Video Studio Pro X8 to edit my videos, and it suddenly decided not to work anymore. I tried pretty much everything reinstalled and stuff like that, but it's still not working, and until I do not fix it, I just have to use something else, I guess. Well, the final edit of this video at least has taken place with Movie Maker, which I'm not really happy about, but I hope you're not able to see it too much at the moment. So I just hope I can fix that, and as soon as possible when I'm getting back from holidays, which I am currently on. And as you see this video here, and yeah. Otherwise, I have to switch to another program, which I really do not want to do, because I have to learn everything again, all over again. But well, that's this. I'm currently on my qualifying lap with a pretty much 45 dead at the moment on the scoreboard, which is not really that what I wanted. I was able to do 0.6s and 0.7s, especially 0.7s in almost every sessions I did, and my teammate and me, we were well prepared for this race, to be honest, and we had a very good first couple of sectors, and my last sector was very poor indeed on that last lap. So we just try to we can improve by at least 2/10 on that lap, which will put us onto P5 at the moment. And as we break down into the bus stop chicane a little bit too late, a bit too much on the inside here and too much wheel spin. That was not a good bust up chicane, to be honest, and it is an improvement, but not enough to improve on our position, which was a little bit disappointing for me. I mean, again, I was pretty consistent in every session I did with my teammate, but it didn't work out this time. Marco is in pole position with a 44.1, and Honeybadger even more impressive on the prime tires in second, only a 10th of that pole position time. Double D just in front of my teammate, very good times from them as well. And Kauk, very big surprise, in 5th position, just in front of us. Nikki is behind us, Lucas in 8th, Nuka in 9th, and Cool Cat is in 10th. Yeah, everyone of the top 10 starting on the option tires except Honeybadger, and here are the P11 to P14 Titan, Posses, Dashima, and Magnussen did not set the time. It just reminds me of previous races in the season. And setup 2-1 wins, not 1-1, because it will lose too much time in the second sector. And pretty much the rest of the setup is normal, I guess. Not too much of a long gear box, rather a short one. I think it's more of a short one compared to some of the other drivers, but I think it should work out for us in the end on the straight, on Camel straight especially. And yeah, P6 actually a quite familiar position for me in qualifying. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time this season I'm starting in from P6 on the grid, which is interesting. We just try to this goes. We just try to find our rhythm once again, and if we do that, I know I have a shot at the podium today. I'm really well prepared for this one. As the lights are out for the Belgian Grand Prix. And we're having a rather good lot of the line as Kauk just, I don't know what that was, but he just spinned into us and right out of the track and out of this race pretty much. You can see he's now at the back of the field going into La Source, and Honey Badger actually dropped back from the start into P4 just in front of us. And we try not to use too much curse on the straight, but we're seeing that Nicky is quite close behind us, so we just have to defend from him. But he's going out the inside here into this corner. And we can defend that. No, he's not going for that move here out of Ycoms, and we're in P5, so gained 1 position. Why do we gain 1 position off the start? Ah yeah, Kauk was in front of us, of course. Sorry. I just forgot that. And it's a 1-2 for the Ferraris at the moment, and our teammate in P3. So it's not looking too bad at the moment, and just see if we can overtake Honey Badger, who was incredibly quick on that prime tires in the qualifying session. So we just see if he has that pace as well in the race. I think he had 2 podium finishes this season so far. Honey Badger, 2 times 3rd position, I think it was, in Malaysia and in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. And he's pulling away as he possibly saved a little bit more curse than I did. And look at that, the 2 Ferraris already way a little. Just not. I think Klutsky is still fine here with the slipstream. The slipstream around the track is, of course, very, very powerful, and well, it was expected that the field will be quite close together through the entire race. Because of that, as Honey Badger has maybe got into neutral there or something like that, he just slided through La Source, and that gives us the opportunity to go past him, and we're using all of our curse just to stay in front, because we will have the slipstream of Klutsky in front. And Honey Badger possibly trying to overtake us straight away again. He's yes, he has a little bit of better straight line speed. He's going up the inside. You're getting a push from him into Ycoms, which is not really that's what I wanted. But he backs out of it. I think he noticed that he pushed us just a little bit, but that's not too good for us, as we're now out of the DRS range of Klutsky, and also out of slipstream effect, if I'm not mistaken. And end of that lap, 1.5 seconds yet. They pulled away with that slipstream effect, and we're out of it at the moment, and will be difficult to catch up to that again if we're here as Honey Badger goes up, has the outside line now for but the bus stop chicane. He's braking quite late, but a little bit too late, I think, and he's sticking it back at the moment. And 1.8 seconds now to Klutsky, so pulling away at the moment, which is not really that what I wanted. I wanted to stay with the front group. Yeah, I wanted to stay with the front group pretty much, and that didn't work out in the first 2 laps so far. Just have to get some very, very good pace to catch up to them, and hope that they will battle. That will lose them a little bit of time. Look at the moment, the gap is maybe more than 2 seconds. As we try to defend from Honey Badger, there's nothing we can do pretty much. Better straight line speed, and possibly also used all of his curse as well, and had DRS. So, well, if you're doing that, and if you're using your curse at the right time, when you are the car that is behind you, you have no chance to defend. No chance. You can defend, but that will depend on how your opponent will use the curse. And we are here in lean, try to save a little bit of fuel, because I think we have a little bit of better grip in that middle sector than Honey Badger, so we will surely stay with him in that middle sector. And he also runs right into Fanya, which is going to help us a little bit here. Running in deep here through what is that corner? I forgot the name of the corner, to be honest. But anyway, still hanging with him, but he's pulling away slightly.
Einfach fahren.
Slightly. Well, we're not really catching him here on the straight. Maybe he has had a little bit of curse left in his tank. I'm not too sure. As Titan now is catching up in the slipstream from behind. So it could be a three-way battle for P4 at the moment, as Klawitsky stopping back a little bit from the Ferraris as he made a mistake. Try to just keep it with Honey Badger and stay in that slipstream, which we do nicely through La Source, but not really close enough. Not too sure if he has the DRS from Klawitsky in front. And now look at that time, possibly attack now from Titan. As Honey Badger does not have DRS. It seems like he does not have DRS. But anyway, Titan up the inside, and we're losing another position, which is not really good, but going not in our favor at the moment. Just victims of that straight line effect. We're going up the inside of Titan here, breaking very late into the reverse. He squeezes us onto the apex, and we're still side by side, but no, again squeezing from Titan, and that was well, he was not entirely in front. It was an attempt to overtake him. But he should have left a little bit more space there to ran us into the wall. Was not really happy with that. They have to defend even from Magnus near the end of the lap form, but as planned, we're going into the pits for a new set of prime tires. We'll do 2 sets of the prime tires, and as a Ferrari's in the pits, double D. Well, I think that's quite a familiar situation for him, that we will hold him up. Especially me or Klawitsky, one of us will pit. Yeah, the question is going for an option stint or option prime. For me personally, option prime is a little bit better because you have the undercut and the prime tires will last until the end for sure on this track. You can be very, very consistent with the prime tires, and which is not really the case with the option tires in the end if you're going for the option prime option. As you may see, this Dashima losing his front wing and straight retiring from the race after that humongous mistake into the pit entry. So he's out of this race, and the undercut on Titan did work actually, but Magnussen overcutted us. He overcutted us on, well, a little bit more worn option tires. That was very, very strong, and didn't really think in my dream that someone would be able to do that. Trying to stay in the middle of the track to not give Titan, the Titan has to decide whether to go on the inside or outside. He goes on the inside, but no, that does not work for him at the moment. But again, very, very impressive for Magnussen to overtake Titan and overcut us, and pretty much catch up to Klawitsky now, who is in front. He's again on the option tires, so he will do 2 sets of the option at the beginning, and going for a huge undercut for the last stint. So it's a very interesting strategy he's following. As now Magnussen sets a new fast stop with a 46.7. Well, nowhere near we can hold that. We're out of the DRS once again, and once again we have a car behind us. We have the DRS from us, and once again we will possibly not able to defend that, as we used a little bit too much curves for my liking in front of Rouge, which wasn't really a good tactical play from us, but just try to stay with Titan, which should be possible. I mean, our pace really was good in practice, better also than at 48.1. That should be around 4/10 quicker than that. Which just shows we're not really settled into this race. We haven't had cleaner so far to find our best pace so far. Titan runs wide, which will lose him a little bit of time to us. But we're closing massively into Fangya under braking. Just try to nail this pretty dangerous corner actually, also under braking with touching the curve on the outside, and also understeering in the dirt here. So right behind Titan, not really using Rich, but it should be enough to go alongside him. Yeah, yes, sort of. We have the inside line for the bus stop chicane. We're braking quite equally to him. And nah, he's actually hanging with him, but we have the better exit, and the DRS we are in front at the moment. 48.5, which we will lose. Is another A couple of attempts to the cars in front, which is not really that what I wanted. Double D still leading in front of Marco, and Lewicki, of course, it's now catching up with that option tires, the only one who is on the option tires at the moment in this front group. So we're now using our curse a little bit smarter than last time, but not using rich mix once again, as Titan now possibly makes a move into Lecombe again. Tried a little bit of wheel banging there, but he squeezes massively once again, does Titan. As he did that as well in lap 4, again trying to make a move into Rivage, braking later than him on the inside. He leaves a bit more space than last time out. And now outside line, please don't push us wide here, which is certainly some because it's a very narrow corner to go side by side, but making that move stick with a fairly nice defensive move from us. I was happy to do that, but it doesn't really help us as he now cut to lap 10, 1 lap later actually. Same occasion, we're trying to well, block him a little bit into a rouge with using lead mix, but that didn't really work as he still suffers and has better straight line speed, and he brakes a lot later, but he can't hold his line. He's coming across a little bit, but no, again we're staying in front of Titan for the moment. I just have the feeling at the moment that we could pull away if there wasn't any slipstream effect, but and we could go much faster than this, but we just have to defend like I don't know what at the moment. Just look at this Titan again. Going into the bus stop chicane, and again he's going on the outside here for bus stop. No, again no move from him. Again we're staying in front. As look at this, 3 cars side by side into Leicester, so it's very narrow to the top 5 of the lead. Very close battling for the lead. As Honey Badger, you can see Honey Badger having, I don't know what he and I think there was an incident in front with all of the cars actually involved, and Honey Badger dropping back a little bit, and now he's right behind us. He'll possibly make a move into Lecombe as well. Seems to be a little bit faster, of course, and it's his second prime stint, so he will be very fast at the end of the race. So he's possibly really challenging for a better step on the podium than P3 at the moment. That's Honey Badger, even though he dropped back from the lead at the moment. But he has the fresher tires than everyone. He has the freshest tires out of everyone at the moment. So. And we're again defending from Titan, and again skipping to Blanchiment on lap 11. And yeah, it seems really that Honey Badger is faster. At the moment we cannot really hang it with him, and this time Titan a little bit more brave on the brakes into bus stop, but again we're defending that position. And look at those lap times, they're not really great. Cannot really settle into this race and cannot really show our pace we've got. It's just not going in our favor at the moment. We really should have the pace to catch up to them if they're battling, but we just too much have to concentrate on Titan as we're making a little bit of a different time this time. We're letting him pass because we do not want to lose more time, and we're just trying to stay with him in that section, and maybe also save a little bit of fuel. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, but the cars behind are too much behind. Cool Cap 3.2 seconds, that shouldn't be possible to him to catch up in the near future at least. I don't know which strategy he is at the moment, but possibly also up to Prime. Again Titan running wide through Puhon in front of us. And staying pretty much goodly with him in the dirty air, although we make a mistake into that corner, which is not really that what I wanted. But we have full bar of curse to use, so we should be fine to catch up to him. Very good corner actually from us there, and not really for Titan. 6/10 the gap, and look at this. That slipstream effect is just unbelievable. I mean, I'm a fan of that strength of the slipstream effect, because it provides much better racing and maybe also a little bit unrealistic racing, but I think that's part of the F1 games. I think that's very close, but I think that is good, very well made in the game, but it's also very annoying if you try to find your rhythm and you're just constantly battling and can't pull away. You're trying everything to pull away, but you simply can't, even though you're maybe a little bit faster than the car behind. You can't really show it. You can't show the pace. Again, Titan going almost side by side into a rouge. Actually, that was pretty interesting. And again, we're trying to defend that with all of our cars. And not going into rich mix. And we're having the inside line for Lecomp. This time he's managing a little bit better with the. We're still there, he has to leave us room, yes he does. He has the better exit, but again we're going up the inside. He leaves a little bit of room here on the inside, and this time a little bit of better exit, still side by side, and again squeezing from Titan. That's the third time now I think squeezing is something that is to a fair amount very possible to just give your opponent a little bit of better, less space, and possibly hinder the traction and stuff like that. But for me, at least that last time was a little bit too much. That he ran us off the track this time, which I found that wasn't really fair. But I think overall we had such close battling for the last 9 laps. I think overall it was still quite okay. That's why I just was annoyed at that moment, and after the race I thought, come on, it was not too bad, was it? As you try to go into the pits now on lap 13 and try to make that undercut work this time. I think the undercut now should be a little bit more than on the previous set of tires, because we're now switching from prime to prime, and last time we switched from options to prime tires, so we should be have a little bit more undercuts than in previous lap. And you can see Cool Cut behind, but we do not really care about him. And let's see, where will we come out in relation to Titan? There goes Magnussen out of the pits, and Titan is nowhere to see. Look, he's out of the DRS for sure, and now possibly battling even with his teammate Kuka. So we got rid of Titan finally after a very intense battle for the second stint, and that lost us so much time. And the 3 cars in front who didn't pit, that's both Ferraris didn't pit, so that will possibly mean that they both will go on to the option tires in the end, and that gives Kutsky almost more than a 3 laps undercut on them. So that's very good. Maybe our teammate has a real chance to win this race actually, which would be very good to see. That's been quite a while since our last victory, to be honest, and people just tending to go off the track at Wuhan. I don't know why that is. Just people try to take as much speed through there, but really, it's the fastest way is not to touch the curb too much on the outside. Otherwise, you will lose so much time, so much speed through there. And we're catching up to Magnussen actually on that lap, which is good, very good. Just try to hang with him here in the slipstream. Definitely coming a little bit closer. Maybe he used also a little bit of all of his curves so far. Look at that, we're closing right off the back of him, and possibly even making a move into the bus stop chicane around the outside. And move is not quite done because he has the switchback now. But still was very surprised that I even got the chance to get a move into this lap. And at 46.6, it's not just about, very close to Magnussen. Maybe just a slight lag bubble, I'm not too sure about that. I wasn't able to ask him about that at the moment. We're still very close to him. And you decided to use all of my curves and just go past him. Well, there's nothing really he can do. already hitting the limiter here, but this doesn't really matter. I think our gear ratio was right about right. Could have been a little bit longer, but that would have lost a little bit of more time in the first sector for our qualifying. I think qualifying was quite crucial around here, and we messed it up, unfortunately, in that qualifying session, so that was not really good. Well, I mean, qualifying was important to get a little bit further in front, not in P1 because that's not really good coming into the comp, but well, just in general, starting further off the front, it just keeps you out of traffic in the first laps, and we weren't able to do that, so we just lost touch to the front, which wasn't really that what I wanted. That didn't. Well, it started with a not perfect qualifying, and we're still not able to get clean airs. Battling really hard with Magnussen on lap 17 now, and possibly it's now our turn to make a move into Ycoms once again, as now I think the car in front is now Klawutski, but every car behind him, the 3 cars who now behind him are on option tires, so that's will be very difficult to defend, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible that you would secure that race win in the end. So on yeah, again into Blanchimont, again side by side with Magnussen. It gets just too familiar for me, going side by side with someone through Blanchimont or on the Camel Straight this race. And again, he's doing a little bit of a switchback maneuver here, but I think just sort of shifting up a little bit early for my liking. As you may notice as well, my cursor is broken, but that doesn't really matter, as in online it still works, so that's will not harm us at all. Would be harm us more if the DRS would be broken or something like that, as WD sets a new fastest lap, possibly also with slipstream, with a 45.6, which is very good lap time. And again, I think we didn't use too much curse here. It didn't look like we used too much curse to defend for Magnussen, but I think he didn't use much curse either to defend, so well, it's not really going to help us into going into Blanchimont this lap, and just try to work out a tactic to keep him behind until the end of the race. And sometimes it worked, as you may see. We cut to the start of lap 19. He wasn't able to make a move into bus stop, which was very good. That was just my tactic. Just try to well, just to try to not let him pass into the bus stop chicane, which it's very crucial then on the final lap, because I do not really think that one of us will pull away in the end. It doesn't really look like that. One of us is closer. That's because he is really sometimes he felt back really quite heavily sometimes in the second sector, as you may see that now as well. He's even maybe 7/10 or something behind, but at the end of that lap he's closing in again. So I do not really think that he is fast at the moment, although he has one lap fresh ahead, but that doesn't really mean too much on this track, maybe on the last lap, but just at the moment we're still in front of Magnussen, and we're just parking the bus pretty much in a rouge, which is also a good thing to do if you're the front car, because the car behind has nowhere to go, as he makes a move into Ycoms, but we're still on the inside, and he's cutting across the track, but because he just can't hold his life, and again defended that position. And I just thought, how much longer can I defend this position until he gets past? And maybe I just had a slight worry that he would pull away at the end. I just had a slight worry, but as I wasn't really a thing to worry about, simply because it didn't seem like that he would be faster. But well, at the moment we're still very successful defending into bus stop. So on the last 3 or 4 laps. He wasn't able to do a move into the bus stop chicane, which is good, which is a good sign for going into the last 2 laps of this race. And Honey Badger is leading at the moment, and you can see he's a little bit further up in front, so he definitely has a shot at the win as well. But I think every one of these 4 cars still has have the chance to get their win, and it would be Honey Badger's first win ever, and it would be Double D's first win ever, and that would be a nice if some of them would do it. Although also it would be nice if Klutski would win his second win of the season, because it would mean that we're just striking a little bit back. You know, we have been a little bit further back in the field in previous races, just weren't able to get a race win, but now we are sort of back on this track. At least he is in the front group, as Magnus now overtakes us into Blanchiment, which wasn't the case in the first lap. So maybe he changed a little bit of his fuel or curve strategy, and sorry. As we're now coming to the last lap of the race, and look at this, he's pulling away. He's pulling away, this Magnussen. And just nothing we can do. Look at this, he's pulling away, and we can't do anything. We're trying to use Rich Mix, and we're trying to use all of our curves to stay with him, but there's no way we can do. No way, we didn't make any mistakes or something. It was just not possible for us to just stay with him. It was just incredible. Just incredible. I think he even gained 2/10 in that, over 1/10 in that first sector, and also, although he hadn't had DRS, and we used fuel and DRS and all of our curves, which is, I don't know. I simply can't believe it at the moment. He just seemed to just hang back, and when he got the opportunity on the last lap, he just flies past, and he just, wow, just is gone. He's gone. There was just nothing we can do, and we will come home possibly in P6. And look at this, the field starts to spread out a little bit, and there's Honey Badger with Marco right behind him. That will be a final battle into the bus stop chicane. Who will be the winner of this very, very exciting and intense Spa Belgian Grand Prix? It's very, very close between the 2 front runners here as they go into the bus stop chicane, and just got confirmation from my teammate. Honey Badger will win the Belgian Grand Prix, his first win in AOR PC Split 1. Congrats to him. Marco comes home in second. Klutski fends off Double D, and Magnus in 5th. And I was not happy at all. Not happy at all how that was. Far too much battling for my liking. Just no rhythm. Got no rhythm from the track, no rhythm from other drivers, just purely because I was battling almost in every lap. And that's why this video is also so long, because pretty much on every lap I was side by side with someone, and this just didn't help to get a better result than that today. And well, still 8 points for the championship, but it could have been so much more, considering it was such a close gap. But well, it's sometimes as it is. We just have to deal with it, and at least we didn't disconnect or have a pad glitch or something, so we shouldn't be annoyed about that too much, about that race. Titan in the end in T7, Posses in 8th, Cool Cat in 9th, and Nikki in 10th. I mean, the first 10 guys within 17 seconds, which is, I mean, possibly the closest finish. I think even closer than Bahrain. So that's very, very good to see. Drivers' Championship, we're up into P3 because Hamish didn't start today, didn't attend today. Klutski moves up a little bit, only 10 points behind us, which is good. Honey Badger moves up into P6. And Double D moves up into P9, which is good. I mean, I should mention that he fixed it. He fixed it, and he did the same thing as in Silverstone, and finally he fixed it, so no more pad glitches for him, which is good to see. And I really, really hope for him that he will get his well-deserved win this season. And Constructors, well, still behind the Ferraris, 18 points. And that's pretty much it from this video. I hope you enjoyed this very, very long video and intense race, and I see you next time out at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Until then, bye bye.